Hello my friends, welcome back. I'm here to do just a little bit of cleanup of my mess that I created. I released the winner video yesterday and the lovely person let me know that I had made a mistake. So Norma, a huge thank you for your honesty and yeah, for letting me know. So I made an error in the video. I called out the wrong name of the winner. So I'm going to mix and match. I'm going to do this little introduction. I'm going to switch to the previous video where I do a flip through of this journal. So if you watched that video, I've taken it down now, but if you have already watched it, then feel free to skip ahead until I announce the actual winner. And then I will leave in the bit where I did the random number draw because I don't want to redraw it. I want to give the actual winner an opportunity to claim the journal. And we'll set the world to rights, hopefully. My huge apologies for the mix-up. I am so embarrassed that I made such a stupid mistake. And what I did was I read the wrong name out. So I got the number, and then instead of reading the name for that number, I read the one below it. So the winner is number 45, and I read out number 46's name. I don't know why, how, it just was a mistake that happened. But I do apologize for the mix-up. I do thank you, Norma, for being honest and saying that you believe I called the wrong name. So Norma was the name I called originally, and to say thank you for her honesty, and because I feel like I've caused some disappointment, I will be sending Norma a little happy mail just to say thank you. So with that all done, let's skip ahead or watch the flip through if you haven't seen the flip through of the journal. That is the prize, and then we'll announce after that who the actual winner is. So I'm going to have like 3 segments of video to put together. Yay! Okay. Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. It's Belinda here from Visualized NZ, and I am going to show you through the Eclectic Florals giveaway journal, and once we've had a look through it, I'm going to do a draw for the winner. So get excited. I hope you enjoy a look through of the journal, whatever the results may be. Let's take a look. So a lot of this will be familiar to you, but I did finish it up off camera. So first up, let me open it up. So we have a closure here, a little wraparound number. So I've got some eyelet lace as the tie. I've only just glued this together, so I'm being careful that I don't sort of treat it too roughly. So it's got this little round disc here covered in fabric with some doily and lace and a little brad in the middle and a little handmade charm there. So that's attached to the eyelet lace. So I'm trying not to move the journal too because I don't want to go out of frame. So just have a wee realignment there. Okay, so that's the topper with the tie attached. Right, so the patchwork cover, which you may remember me doing if you saw that video. There is a video, I didn't sew it on camera, but I put the patchwork together and sewed it off camera. If you're interested in watching that, you can look back on my channel. So I used 2 digital kits for this. I used the vintage wrapping paper set 2, which this is part of. That was the main one, and then I supplemented that with Spring Bounty. Now those kits are available from the Junk Journal Studio on Etsy, so the links will be down in the description box. Absolutely stunning kits, fun to work with. So the vintage wrapping paper is all pages of vintage wrapping paper, surprise. But the Spring Bounty kits, a series of 5 I think, which has pages, ephemera, fussy cuts, you know, all the usual suspects. And then I've used a few freebies from the Junk Journal Studio as well. So let's get into it. Beautiful papers, eclectic florals, so it's very eclectic. This is from Spring Bounty, this backing page. as is this pocket here. And then I've put a tag in there made from one of the wrapping papers, wrapping paper digital, and just backed it with some fun yarn there. Nice tall skinny tag. This is art paper, pastel, you know, for like chalk pastels, that type of thing, pastel art paper. So it's got a texture as well. Some coffee dyed diary page paper trimmed with lace. Hopefully I'm in camera for you to see this well. On this side we have a pocket from Spring Bounty. We have a image I cut out of a book. Then we've got a few butterflies from Spring Bounty, a little bit of the wrapping paper kit. And then I've made this journal card from Spring Bounty with this really cool piece here. Put a bit of the wrapping paper kit just torn as a little tuck on there. And then we've got a little tag, and these I've used one tag on the front and then glued another tag on the back. That's from a freebie from the Junk Journal Studio on Ko-fi, or Coffee, however you pronounce it. Another image from a book, and then this little library card from Spring Bounty, and I decorated up with some bits and pieces and backed it. So they tuck into that little tuck spot there on the journal card, and that goes in the pocket. Okay, more of the vintage wrapping paper and backed with Spring Bounty page. So this little circle pocket, which I laced the front of, there's a video on my channel on that. So it's got a couple of little mini cards in the front, just a fun little decorative pieces. Then there's a journal card in the next pocket. Bird is out of a book. Then we've got a tag, Spring Bounty image there. This is scrapbook paper from one of my paper packs, so that goes in the pocket. And then I've glued it on so that there's also a pocket in the back, and I've popped this tag in there, and that's from somewhere else entirely. I think maybe Tatty Treasures, or Tatty Treasure. I don't think there's an S on the end. Can't quite remember, it's a while since I made it. More lace, so I've gone with lots of lace in this. This is one of the vintage wrapping papers which I've made into a little side pocket, decorated with Spring Bounty, and just a bit of coffee dyed paper in there. Another vintage wrapping paper page, backed with Spring Bounty, I think, yes, Spring Bounty. So I've really mixed and matched the two sets, and they go together beautifully. Coffee dyed paper, then we've just got a nice bright yellow page with some lace, and on the reverse there we have a cool little fabric flip, very eclectic, and this really nice lace up the top. Very, very eclectic journal, this one, which I just really enjoyed working on. Vintage wrapping paper page, Spring Bounty backing. Then this is another vintage wrapping paper which I made into a paper bag, an image from Spring Bounty, a bit of Spanish text there, and then in the paper bag we have this big journal card. I just got this book here that this image came out of. It's a Spanish book, but it's got absolutely stunning illustrations in it, and then I used bits from Spring Bounty. So that's on a master board. And then I also glued the paper bag on as a pocket in the back. So I popped this tag that I made several weeks ago in the Deal It Up challenge. I've popped that in the back. Originally I wasn't going to use that in here because I felt it was too bright, but it's so eclectic I think it actually works. This paper here is paper I found in my stash that I don't know where it came from, but it's just beautiful, so I've included a piece of it in here. Vintage wrapping paper again, backed with Spring Bounty. I think you can probably pretty much take it for granted that most of it's vintage wrapping paper backed with Spring Bounty. This is a little flip out coffee dyed grid paper, and I just put it, I had this scrap, so I just wrapped it around the flap just so it's decorative. There's no pocket or anything, it's just decorative, sort of interactive element. Vintage wrapping paper. This is the exception. This is also vintage wrapping paper which misprinted, but was rather fortuitous misprint. Came out beautiful, and I don't know how to recreate it, but however, it is what it is. I just loved the way it turned out. So we've got a book page here from a gardening book, trimmed with lace. My triple slanted pocket, which I did on another video. So I've got 3 journal cards in there, various designs. So this cute one, all a mixture of the vintage wrapping paper and Spring Bounty. And then this one, so cute little journal cards stacked up there, and you could put more in those pockets. You could add some tags or something. This is already reasonably chunky, so I didn't want to go too overboard. Sorry, I'm just peeling glue off my fingers because I'm not liking the feel of it as I work through the journal. It's dry glue. So Spring Bounty, and then this middle page, which I just absolutely adore this page, and it had to go in the middle. And then I made an envelope out of another page from the vintage wrapping paper kit. I had a scrap of masterboard, so I punched it into a circle for a closure. And in here there's just a variety of bits and pieces to play with for whoever wins this journal. You've got some bits and pieces to play with in there. So into the second half of the signature, this other half of the book page, I've left it as is because I didn't want to cover over the pretty images, but you can do whatever you like with that. If you want to add some writing space, you could add some coffee dyed paper or a flip or whatever you like. So this pocket, which is on a video from a couple of months ago, I think, where I made these fabric snippet pockets decorated with Spring Bounty elements, and then a journal card in the back there. Then this is the other side of the coffee dyed grid paper, which I've just left the flip as writable. Had this scrap here, so I just cut a bit of a tab there. Then this little piece here, which I made in a recent video, is glued onto the page as an uptuck. And then this beautiful big journal card just sits up under that. And then on the other side, I've got an envelope from the Spring Bounty kit, which I've stenciled just the flap so it's not boring, or plain. I shouldn't say boring, I mean plain. I haven't put anything in that, and I don't intend on it, so for the owner, they can pop their bits and pieces or do whatever they would like with the envelope. I have glued it together. Often I don't, but that one I have actually glued together. See, here I am still peeling glue off my thumb. That's from making this piece. That's how fresh doing that was. I've still got the glue on my fingers. I love this blue page is beautiful. Little piece from Spring Bounty here, just as a little pocket, which I've included a couple of the tags from Spring Bounty and one of the freebies. I haven't backed them or done anything to them, so the owner can play with those as they wish. Just fun little bits. So here we have a lovely big pocket, and inside the pocket I have, this is vintage wrapping paper, which is just a little fold out journaling spot, and on the inside is one of my digital prints. This is from my Laced Coffee digital. So I had to put some of me in there somewhere, apart from actually making it, making the journal. Okay, another bit out of a book. And then here we have a belly band. We have this piece made from greeting cards, which again is a video, a Trash Craft Tuesday video, I believe. And I just remembered there is a pocket here, which I might not put anything in. I might just leave that for the owner to put something in there if they would like to. And then there's this little envelope popped on here, and there's a bit of paper folded up in there for writing on the back of. Almost at the end. Then we have this wee pocket and this piece that I made in a recent video from Guest Checks, a little waterfall Guest Check piece. They fold down and flip up, so super fun. And then it's got writing space, and underneath it's got writing space in this little pull out piece. And then you could also write on the back of it, so that's in that wee slanted pocket there. This is a little side pocket which I separated into two, so it's glued in the middle, and we've got two little pockets. So I've made these tags from the tag base is a freebie from Junk Journal Studio on Ko-fi, and then decorated it with elements from Spring Bounty, and then I made this tab from the vintage wrapping paper. So it doesn't matter which order they go in, because I know I'm putting them back in the different order, which is fine. And then these doilies here are a freebie. I'll put that link in the description box as well. Created by the Junk Journal Studio, only available on my channel. She is so generous. And then this is actually an envelope, so that's the flap of the envelope. This was also done on a video, so it flips out. I might just have to pull it across so we can see it all. So this opens out, so you could write in places if you wish. Flips out here. It's kind of more decorative. Then I used one of the free, was it a free tag? I do believe it was free tag to cover over this window, and then fold it in half, or not in half, fold it a bit over to make a little side pocket, and then made a wee tag from the vintage wrapping paper and Spring Bounty. Cute little lamb. So there are a few animals in amongst the flowers. And then this was a double window envelope, so we had this big window here, and then we had this littler window here. So what I've done here, this part wasn't on camera, is I used a couple of my little doily freebies, folded them in half and put one at the top, one at the bottom. This is a little tag from Spring Bounty which I backed onto one of the labels, also from Spring Bounty. And then it just slides in between the two halves of the doily. Like so. So you can take it out right on the back of it and slide it back in. And then you've got that picture in the window. So hopefully that makes sense. And then you've got all this writing space as well. And then that is the end. So that is the Eclectic Florals Journal. And I hope whoever wins this beautiful journal will love it as much as I do, because it's tactile. It's absolutely like chocker of fun bits and pieces to play with and to write in however you want to use the journal. So to the draw then. What I did is, because the entries were across multiple videos, every time somebody commented on the original video, the giveaway video, I wrote them in my book here and gave them a number, and then if they commented on a subsequent video, I'd check back and make sure they'd done it on the original video, and then wrote their name again with the new number, and just keep going and going and going. So we have 178 entries. Many of those are multiples. So I do thank each and every one of you, whether you entered once or whether you entered a whole bunch of times, you're all legends. I do see I don't have any for 157. Okay, so that one is, if we draw 157, there's no one there. I made a mistake, and then when I wrote the next one, I forgot to go in and actually put it under that one, so we need to remember that. So let me just grab my phone, doing it off camera because oh, okay. Normally I have a passcode, but it came straight up. I've already loaded. I'm using random.org to do a random draw. So our first number is 1 and our last number is 178. Just double check that. Yes, 178. And I'm going to hit, hopefully you can see this. See, maybe if I hold it up there, and let's go generate. And number 45. So I would have kept in the random number draw, which was number 45, and this is my book where I wrote all the entries down in. And number 45, the winner is Claire Van Cott, not Norma Barrett, as I announced in my first video. So again, I do apologize to Norma for that mistake, and I also apologize to Claire that your name should have been called out to begin with. But Claire, if you can get in contact with me via email with your address, and then we can get this lovely journal on its way to you. Thank you so much everybody for entering the giveaway. It's been just amazing. So I wish I could send you all happy mails, but I can't. So look out for another giveaway. There will be more. I'm already well on my way towards 2,000, so maybe a 2,000 subscriber giveaway. Stay tuned for that in due course, I imagine. Okay guys, thanks so much for your patience, for your kindness, and for putting up with this girl who made the biggest boo-boo I've ever done on camera. Oh yeah, I'm human after all. Okay guys, take care. Love to you all. Bye for now.